No reason for you to ask me to leave except you have a content-based issue with what I'm doing here. And that's not cool, man. You understand? All right there.
I apologize for yelling at you.
Listen.
If you don't leave, I'm going to call the police.
Here's the security guy.
Where's it? Bring the security guard over. Yes, sir.
This is private property.
Okay. The public invite was offered. I offered to pay my money to be here. Okay.
You're a bigot, aren't you?
Absolutely not.
You're a bigot, aren't you? You're another bigot coming in here?
No.
Trying to hurt Republicans because you're
I don't know. I'm working with Republicans right now.
Are you a bigot?
Nope. Are you? Is Kelly? Oh, yeah? Going the bigot route, huh? Wow. Kelly Ayotte has always been a big business dupe and non-responsive to right-to-know requests issued by the public. And quite honestly, any candidate with a background like this level of malfeasance cannot be trusted as a U.S. senator. We're looking here at the Michael Paulhus case where evidence was destroyed. Look at the report here by Paul Irwin Kish. That all happened under Kelly Ayotte's nickel. That's why there was a hush-hush settlement. She screwed up on the DNA testing for youth, doesn't have right-to-know meetings, the whole 9 yards. The AP story is there for you. After that, she went on and she ignored, or actually prior to that, she ignored my complaints when I was a real estate closer. She ignored the fact that another big business had forged my signature to a mortgage and filed it. And the laundry list just goes on and on. And, these are things that need to be considered with her candidacy.
Person. You have been disinvited. You
because
haven't
why?
Paid.
My money's not good enough?
That's right. Now leave.
Why not? Why isn't my money good enough?
You need to leave now.
Oh, you don't want my money out?
Now.
Listen.
This is private property. Did you just hear him? You need to leave.
And a public invite.
The
only reason you don't want me here.
call the Manchester Police Department? I'd be
Are you going to have a false arrest?
Do you want me to call him or not?
Call him. I have a particular issue with this candidate that I've raised, and it's a legitimate issue. Many legitimate issues that are being raised in a movie that's coming out. Okay, so it's not just me. The issue is that she covered up.
I know, but I'm curious.
She covered up the Franconia shooting tragedy.
He has a conspiracy against Kelly.
No, I don't have a conspiracy against her. She tried against me and lost, though. That's a fact. Case dismissed.
I'll hear you out.
Okay.
I'm willing to hear you out.
I just explained to this guy right here. Okay. Yes, the Franconia shooting tragedy. On that day, like 3 years ago, I was complimenting Kelly on some things she was doing. That day, a cop got shot and killed. All right, and a passerby comes by and then kills this kid with the cop's gun immediately. Kelly clears this guy in 24 hours, even though he's a multiple felon on all kinds of drugs. Okay, clears him in 24 hours. She did not address the fact that the man said at first that he never spoke to the kid before he shot him. She used the third version of his story, which was to say that, oh, I warned the kid to put the gun down and all that. He did none of that, all right? And the writer, Casey Sherman, who's the Boston Strangler investigative writer.
So this is a legal issue.
This is very much a legal issue, okay?
Court issue. Okay, I don't know anything about the court issue, so I can't.
It's crucial because she gave this guy a multiple felon pass, and he only went out to commit more crimes. He subsequently threatened. Listen, he's in jail right now because he threatened his elderly neighbor, a female, with a gun. Okay, right? So this guy, and he violated a prior order. He's threatened police himself, but just because he killed a cop killer, Kelly gives him a pass.
So this happened 3 years ago?
Yes, and there's a lawsuit.
So you're bringing this out now during an election?
I've been bringing it out for 3 years, my friend. It's all on the internet, and my research is documented. I sued Kelly over it. I got the original dash cam video. I researched it. The sound does not match, but also there's a book that's been written. Okay, I've been at this for 3 years. All right. So it's nothing new here. Okay?
All I can say is I'll have to wait and I'll have to look at your documentary.
Yes,
and we'll keep an open mind.
Bad Blood, Freedom and Death in the White Mountains is the big movie. My work is available at KingCast.net. So it's all
right. The lack of any investigation into what happened. McKay pulled him over, ordered him into a dirty little parking lot, and as he does that, he pushes his car in several times violently. jumps out of his car with a can of O.C. spray, pepper spray, soaks Lico Kenny and his passenger Caleb McCauley. Chris is as I said, he's been a thorn in the side of law enforcement on behalf of the Kenny family, as has Brad Whipple. And then, you know, what I think brought these two together, and what brought me to the story, was the lack of any investigation into what happened on May 11, 2007.
So they're feeling really trapped, and they're thinking, hey, are McKay and Floyd talking here? Because when Floyd pulls up, there's like 11 seconds that Casey talks about in the book where McKay is looking straight at Floyd before he drives in and bashes Lico into the area. They're trying to get Floyd's attention. Floyd's ignoring them, so they're really freaking out. They're scared. And of course, that would negate a murder charge, because I'm sure you guys have studied if someone's scared or has apprehension for their life, it could be manslaughter, it could be self-defense. But the government doesn't want to tell you any of that. All right, they got to make Lico a cold-blooded cop killer, nothing more, nothing less. All right, and then you see the same thing in the Gregory Floyd has to be the hero. All right, and that's it. That's the story.
And the cop. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this all out. Some people can see it more than others. And I was just saying that, I saw the videotape, and here's the cops pounding the shit out of Lico on the side of the road, and you got 8 or 10 cops, and he's saying, stop, who cares?
Hey Kelly, how much is the Planned Parenthood lawsuit going to cost the taxpayers? Huh? Where was Gregory Floyd standing when he shot Lico Kenny's windshield out, Kelly? And how did he go home with Lico Kenny's live round in his pocket? How'd that happen? Huh? It's all right. Hi.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name is Taylor.
Taylor, nice to meet you. Chris
Nice to meet
King.
you, sir. How you doing?
All right, brother. Good. What's your name?
Jim.
Chris
Nice
King.
meeting
Nice to
you.
meet you.
Yeah.
Good. Why are you waving your hat at me? Because you're happy to see me?
Yeah, I am. I'm really
Good.
happy to see you.
You guys know where Greg Floyd was standing when he shot out Lico Kenny's windshield? Maybe you could tell me, because the candidate won't. Do you know?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I bet you don't.
Well, frankly, I don't know if Kelly Ayotte is a bigot or not. I know that Michael Holman has some serious issues with her, and the legislature is looking at that. Senators are looking at that for him. But her buddy Martin Dunn, definitely a real cracker. And deceitful, too. The Supreme Court just reversed part of its opinion because of it. And I filed a motion on that, so take a look.
Hey man, did you hear about what happened to Chief Dunn the other day in the Supreme Court case that I found out, where Chief Dunn lied and said I was disbarred? Supreme Court changed all that, and that's all under investigation. So you gotta be careful what you say, man. Make sure it's accurate.
It is a fact that Martin Dunn and his lawyer, Dan Mullen, lied throughout the Supreme Court filings when he got his retirement benefits. It's a fact that the Supreme Court has corrected some of that. Along the line, it's also a fact that Martin Dunn laughed at the prospect of me being raped in prison, but yet he went crying to Kelly Ayotte when, he said he felt like he was being raped by the judicial system, when former New Hampshire Attorney General John Arnold found that his termination was justifiable and affirmed it.
But you chill the big picture, especially outside. Nobody can stop you doing that.
I know.
Oh, it's
Well, like I say, on the day that the whole tragedy happened, I was supporting her, writing a positive comment, and all of a sudden, because I pointed out a lot of flaws in her so-called investigation, and that's going to be part of the movie when Casey Sherman's movie comes out, too. So, you know, it's not just me. There's a lot of people who have a lot of questions. So she has a public event, invites the public. I come here to ask a couple of questions, and you guys give me the bums rush, okay? And that's not cool, man. You know, if you have... All I came to do is ask a couple of questions, okay?
Private property.
But you see, you're asking me inappropriately in the first place. There's no reason for you to ask me to leave except you have a content-based issue with what I'm doing here. And that's not cool, man. You understand? Yeah, man, well, what's going on is I explained to these gentlemen that back on the day of the Franconia shooting tragedy, I was complimenting Kelly Ayotte on some of her policies, you know?
Cool.
And then since then, I've come to disagree with her about some of her policies, and so does Casey Sherman, and that's what's going to come up in the new movie that's coming out, Bad Blood, Freedom and Death in the White Mountains.
Wow.
So I just figured, you know, hey, I just ask a couple questions, and then, you know, I got the bums rush, man. So, yeah, man.